Hey guys, Kim here. You are tuned back into the Digital MP. This is a place where healthcare professionals can learn how to grow and build a strong personal brand. And so I'm giving out a lot of tips and tricks. If you don't know much about me, this is actually my second YouTube channel. My first one, which is still going on, is Kim E, the Diabetes MP. And I started that platform back in 2019. And when I started my YouTube channel, I did not know that it was going to open so many doors for me. And over the years, I have just been trial and error with building my brand. And I noticed that over the years, I've had quite a bit of conversations and other colleagues asking me, how can they do it for themselves? And so I decided one of the best ways to do that is to start a YouTube channel where I'm just sharing a lot of resources and tips and tricks and tactics and all those things like that. So today we're going to continue on with our month's theme where we're talking all things video. And today we're going to talk about short form and long form video. Now, the previous two videos, and I really think maybe the very first video, yes, in the very first video, I talked about how I use video to promote my brand. And one of the points was that I use I use short form video to promote my long form video. And as I was going through, scripting and planning my videos out, I got to thinking, well, Kim, people may not know the difference between short form and long form video. So you may want to talk to them about it. And so I think this would be a very great topic because I don't see a lot of people talking about this, and I don't see a lot of even some of the people that have very big brands and lots of numbers and followers. I don't see even people utilizing this, and it's really like a secret weapon in my arsenal. So to know the difference between the two and how to leverage the two. So, first up, the first thing that we have to do is define really what short and long form video is. And the same could be said about short and long form content, short and long form platforms. We're not going to get into that today. We're only going to talk about the video aspect. But what is it? Like what are your different short and long form videos? And so let's start out with long form. So first off, long form is something like this, right? It's a YouTube video. Um, YouTube at one point in time wouldn't allow you to make videos over a certain, when it first got started, you could only make videos up to a certain, time. But now you can do a YouTube video 3 hours. You can do a live stream 3 hours, 2 hours, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people do live streams that are 24 hours, depending on their content. If it was like a radio show or it was my daughter, she loves lo-fi music, and there is a creator that he's a producer, he's an artist, and every so many days he puts out 24-hour long nonstop lo-fi music, for studying and reading and sleeping. He does it all different types, and it's like hours and hours and on. And so that is all is considered, like the word says, long form video. Now, there's also something out here now that's called video podcasting. YouTube is actually getting into this where you will now be able to start a podcast on YouTube. But the aspect is it's not just audio, that it's also video, right? And so if any of you are familiar with podcasting, it's heavily audio. But what a lot of people are doing to maximize and optimize their content is that not only are people on a mic speaking about something, but they put a camera in front of themselves and they shoot themselves as well. And so not only can you turn that into an audio podcast, you can also turn that into a video that can go up on YouTube. And you see how you can increase your discoverability and how you can optimize and work smarter and not harder. So long form would be that, okay? And so you would see that on platforms like YouTube. You would see that on platforms like Vimeo, those things like that. So that's what your long form content is. Your short form content are like clips, So it would be me taking this YouTube video and chopping it up into like 90 seconds, 60 seconds, 90-second clips and turning it into a TikTok or turning it into a reel on Instagram or a short here on YouTube. You know, that short form video, vertical, that vertical short form video is going to be the thing. It is the thing right now. And so, but where do you get that from? You know, for me, because I am such a busy professional, I don't have time to just like shoot something over here, then come over here and shoot this over here. What I typically do is I use my long form and then I make little smaller pieces of short form content off of that. That's how I do it. That's my version of working smarter, but not harder. But that's really in a nutshell what it is. It's more long form, more longer in length, and then one is more shorter in length. And the format may be a little bit different. So, my next thing that I want to talk about is why would you need both? And let me say this. And there will be a day where everybody's going to be like, Kim, you told us so. But I will say that sometimes I feel like people don't believe when I say this because my numbers don't say a million followers or my numbers don't say hundreds of thousands or even tens of thousands of people. But the reason why I say that you need both is because, for one, you do got to think about what is being pushed on all of these platforms. Every online platform is pushing some form of short form, but you can't build a brand that is going to stand the test of time, and that can be the gift that keeps on giving for the end of time. You can't do that off a short form video. Okay. You need both. And the reason being is that long form is what I spoke about in the previous video about having longer shelf life. 8 years from now, people can discover your podcast, your video podcast. They can discover your YouTube video. But you know what they're not going to be able to find 8 years from now? A reel that you put on Instagram. Who's to say that reels will even be around? There will be probably another trend at that point. But the reason why you need the short form is because it's the thing that hooks people nowadays. It's the thing that's being pushed again on all the platforms. So you can use that to promote, like I do, to promote your long form content, whether that be your blog post, whether that be, a podcast or, what have you. You can talk about one of the points that you covered in that blog post, or you can clip out a 60-second clip from your long form YouTube video. But that is what all the platforms are pushing, hence why we're seeing so much of it as the consumer. That's how you hook people. That's how you gather more people to be a part of your community. So you do need them both, and they complement each other very well. And the problem that I see is that there are some people who have the long form aspect down packed, but nobody knows that you're doing this. And truth of the matter is, a lot of people don't have the attention span to sit and listen or read a long article or look at a longer form video. And to be quite honest, what is considered a longer form video? I find that most people can't really look at videos past 5 to 7 minutes. If you make something that's longer than that, people are more committed to you at that point. But if you're initially trying to hook people, you really got 60 seconds or less. And that's where that short form comes in very nicely, because once people go down that rabbit hole of looking at all your reels or looking at all your shorts on YouTube, then they may say to themselves, more times than not, because I know as a consumer, I've done it a million times. You get to looking at enough of those short form videos and you say to yourself, well, you know what? I like their content. Let me just go on over here and just see what else they got over here. Let me go ahead and subscribe to them or follow them. And then that person goes and binge watches all your long form content. That's what you want. You want people to stay with you. Come in, sit down, take your shoes off, get comfortable with me. But you need both of them, because one does more of the hooking and one does one of sustaining them and keeping them there for the long haul. So what are your pros and cons when it comes to both? And I think I've already touched on some of this. So let's start out with the long form. Long form, unless you have optimized your content well, which most people who are starting out, it's a learning process, and that's chances are it's probably not. Okay. Now, yes, you can go and pay for somebody to optimize your videos. You can pay for people to do that. But most of us starting out don't have the resources for that. Let's just be honest. So if you're just starting out and you're not trying to have any barriers on you, just going out and just putting out a long form, like a longer video, like a long form YouTube video, you're not going to get the awareness that you need. Okay. Um, but the pro to it is that it's the gift that keeps on giving. It is going to be the piece of content that people are going to be able to find years from now. I'll give you an example about myself. A lot of times when people find me, they're not finding the videos that I've just recently put out. They are finding me off videos I made at the very beginning. And these are the ones that, like, when I say very beginning, these are the ones that I was awkward on camera. My background was jacked up. My audio was jacked up at times. My video quality wasn't the best. I mean, it was the beginning. It was raw beginnings, okay? But if they like that version of me, they most definitely gonna like this version of me. So that's a pro, is that it's the gift that keeps on giving. It's literally a snowball effect. So you must make time to invest in it, because once it's built, they will come. Okay. But you gotta build it right. So how do you build it right? Let's talk about shorts. The pros here. You will get, statistically, and if you're anybody who's looked at analytics, this is something that I go over with my coaching clients and the people that I work with one-on-one, is like knowing your insights, your analytics. It is notorious. It's a known thing that reels, let's talk about Instagram reels, and even shorts, that's pushed more to people who are not following you. Your actual subscribers, your actual followers don't really see the reels. Normally, what is put in front of people as the consumer are people that they don't follow. I hardly ever see the reels of the people unless they're on my feed. But if I'm like on the search page, the For You page, the shorts like feed line, I'm seeing all people that I don't follow. And that's honestly where I discover a lot of people that I do want to follow, right? The same is for you. So it's going to hook a lot of people and start reeling them into your stuff. It's literally you fishing for people and reeling them in and bringing them home. Okay. And so the pro is that if you're trying to grow, this short form video is the way to go for you, especially in 2023. I hope you get that. Okay. I hope you don't miss that. Okay. But it is the way to go. All right. There have been countless case studies out here and accounts out here that literally one of their reels have gone viral, and now they went from 3,000 to 10,000 people. It can happen for you. It happened for one of my clients. She literally just had a few hundred people. She made a reel. She was strategic about how she made that reel. She used an audio that was trending. That wasn't the only thing she did, but she used something trending. And she literally has like 60,000 people on Instagram now off of that one post. Okay. And all of this happened over a matter of days, right? But before that, she had to find her formula. She had to find her routine, right? And so all of that to say is that's a pro. You can grow, okay? That's a rhyme there, right? That's a bar. But what are your cons? You cannot build a strong brand that's going to stand the test of time off of just short form video. I don't care what nobody tells you. Yes, you got a lot of people out here that blow up on TikTok and they're able to leave their jobs and they're making great money. Yes, but is it sustainable? Okay. I'm not thinking about today in a couple of years from now. I'm thinking about in 10 years from now, can I still be able to reap the benefit from this? We don't know that yet because all these platforms are still fairly new. This short form video just started about a year ago. a year or two ago. 2020, I think that's when Reels came to Instagram. So we don't know how this is going to shake out for the people that get all these followers. And followers don't equal clients, they don't equal customers, you know? So you have to think about that. And that's something that I talk to my clients as well. I talk to my clients too about as well, is that what is your goal? Like, you can definitely make a living off of your numbers. You definitely can. If you want to go the influencer route and work with brands, they look at numbers. That's not the only thing that they measure, but they do look at numbers. That definitely gets their attention. But if you're looking to get people offline and you're looking for them to come into your business, maybe you have something, some type of service, some type of product that you offer, that is not going to translate. And the shelf life is very, very short. Again, it's not like your long form that 8 years from now, that video is going to be searchable. Actually, in a matter of days, that reel has been forgotten about by the algorithm. That TikTok has been forgotten about within a couple of days. And we're not even going to talk about Twitter over there. You know, it's forgotten about in a couple of hours, whatever you've put out over there. And so that's the con. So you see how neither one of them are perfect in their own right. They need each other and they complement each other. So those are your pros and cons there. Well, guys, that's all I have. I hope this was informative. If y'all need me to go deeper into one aspect, I have no problem doing that. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do that. Ding that notification bell so you don't miss an upload. And go ahead and drop down in the description box and check out some of the resources that I have that I'm offering for you all. I always suggest people to book a discovery call, because I have different levels of resources depending upon where you are in your journey that can be an assistance to you if you're serious about building your online presence, online brand, your personal brand. Well, you've been sitting here with me, Kim, the Digital MP, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye.